You too. What up, man? Back in the whip. Tonight, we in the Vic, man. We in the Crown Big Box. Kick up some game real quick, man. I'll talk some boxing. Man, we got this Crawford and Canelo joint coming up, man. Hey, with that Crawford and Canelo, that's one of those fights that we only get ever so often. You know, that's a Mayweather Pacquiao. That's a Holyfield Tyson. A Ali Frazier. You know, that's one of them type of fights, man. So that's one of those type of fights. And man, whoever win this fight, yeah, this is one of these fights, man, that cements legacies right here. This is a legacy cementing fight, especially on the side of Terrence Crawford. You know, it's always gonna mean more for you to see the underdog win, especially when the underdog is good. You know, because you can be a beast already, move up in weight class, and now you the underdog. You know, like Crawford. That's what make this fight special. You know, because everybody's looking at Canelo like he's supposed to win. You know? So he's not going to get as much, credit for beating Crawford as Crawford going to get credit for whooping him. From like a casual perspective. Because me, I'm going to give him credit. If Canelo go in there and whoop Crawford, I'm going to give him credit. You know? Even though I still kind of look at it the same way as everybody else do too. You know, this one of them fights that, hey, depending on how Crawford go in here and whoop him, hey, this fight right here gonna low key depend on where I rank Crawford in like my top, 10, 15 welterweight of all time discussions. Maybe fighters of all time. This ain't even a welterweight fight, but because if he go in there and beat Canelo, okay, that's one thing. Because I can see him doing that. I can see him going in there and putting together a game plan so good to where he does just what he needs to do to win certain rounds, whether it be stealing a round, or just really just out hustling and out boxing Canelo. I see him doing that. I see that right there being the game plan. Is we gonna just go out there, let boxing take care of boxing, outworking, give them different looks, and just go in there, and just work. Go in there, outwork Canelo. But man, let me tell you something, man. If Terrence Crawford go in there and he dogs Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Like, just where you just completely see, you know what I'm saying? The difference in levels, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he goes in there and makes Canelo look like he's on a different level, man, listen, bruh. If he goes in there and does him like that, yeah, you're going to start seeing people have Terrence Crawford rated in their top 5, top 10 all time, man. Because that right there is what's not supposed to happen. You know? That's not supposed to happen. He's not supposed to just go in there and just dog walk Canelo. But Terrence Crawford has that type of mindset of, I want to go out there and dog you, you know. I want to show you I'm better than you. It's not about me just winning the fight. It's about after the fight, you knowing without a shadow of a doubt, I'm better than you. You know, Terrence Crawford has that type of mindset. You know. And I potentially see him being able to dog Canelo because Crawford's going to get hit. Crawford's going to get hit. Crawford has good defense, but he's not the slickest. You know, he can be slick. You know, he can make opponents miss and things like that. But he's not the slickest. And when he gets hit, and he is going to get hit, when he gets hit with something, he's the type of fighter that when he gets hit, he wants his lick back. Ain't no more motherfucking game plan. You know, ain't no more filling him out. You know, it ain't going to be none of that. It's going to be, oh, this dude popped me upside the head. This dude popped me in the mouth. He got a good one off on me. I need my lick back ASAP. Or this dude hit me with a nice body shot. I need that back. You know, all understanding is going to go out the window for Terrence Crawford. And I feel like that's a plus and a minus for him, depending on what type of opponent you got, and depending on when this happens. You know, let's say this happens early in the fight, because like I said, Terrence Crawford, when he gets hit, he wants his lick back now. And Canelo ain't never really been known to be a slow starter. You know, he ain't never really been like a, you know, one round knockout artist either, but he ain't never been no slow starter. So Canelo could be looking to, you know, pop Crawford right upside the head as soon as the fight start, to go ahead and, you know, establish this, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm bigger than you. You know, you moving up to my weight class. You know, you coming up here to see, you know, to see me. You know what I'm saying? So, my bad. Had to pause for a second. But yeah, you know, Canelo, you know, he could be looking to establish something right in the beginning and try to really do something to Crawford out the gate. Like, you know what I mean? I'm bigger than you. You moving up to my weight class. And one second, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry. Man. But and you know, like I said, that could work in Canelo's favor, or it could not. Like I said, everything is going to be, you know, circumstantial. You know, Canelo popped Crawford in the mouth too early. Could work good for Crawford, could not. You know, you get popped in the mouth early and now you ready to get into a fight. And it's early in the fight. You know, Canelo still got some wind. He's strong. And y'all really get into a firefight early in the fight. And it's a big dude. All right. You know? But let's say this happened Later on in the fight, we know Canelo. He ain't never been in the greatest condition to where he just got a lot of wind. You know, he ain't never had a lot of wind. He gets tired. But let's say he crack Crawford with a good one later on. You really ain't got enough in the tank to really get into no firefight. And when Crawford get hit, like I said, it's time to fight. So what's going to happen when it's time to fight? That's the question right there. That's what's going to make and break this fight, y'all. What's going to happen when it's time to fight? And I think that's going to determine. I think Terence Crawford's going to determine that. I don't think Canelo's going to determine when it's time to get down. Because I think Canelo know what's up with Crawford. He know what's up with Crawford. He not scared of Crawford, but he know what's up with him, though. He know what's up. And Crawford ain't scared of him. Crawford ready to show him something. But, yeah, y'all. I can't really put my finger on this one, who I think gonna win it. I'm with Crawford, though. I want Crawford to win. But, man, like I said, depends on what happens and when it happens in the fight. I'm telling y'all, watch. It's going to go down just like that. Crawford is going to determine when it's time to scrap. Canelo ain't gonna push the issue. Canelo's gonna just try to win the fight. I'm telling you, Canelo's gonna try to win the fight. Canelo gonna try to win this fight just by boxing. Just by boxing, trying to win the fight. And he gonna lay something nice on Crawford. Because, Crawford going to try to, press the issue. Crawford going to try to, take it from, boxing and try to turn it into a little fight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to turn into more than just a little chess match. Crawford going to try to turn it into a fight. And that's when Canelo going to land one on him. And like I said, y'all, depending on what round that happens, it's going to be time to fight. If it happens early, I got Canelo. If it happens late, I got Crawford. I got Crawford dogging Canelo if it happens late. I got him absolutely whooping Canelo's ass if it happens late. But if it happens early, I see it turning into a fight that Canelo could stop Crawford too, y'all. He could stop Crawford. If it turn into a fight early, and I don't mean knock him out, I think he can stop him though. If you catch him with something early, Crawford's team might throw a towel in if he get hurt too much, because Canelo a big dude. We gonna see though, man. But all right, man. Y'all get with me. Peace.